Welcome back, guys. It is now 7:30 here on July 4th, which is a Thursday, and it is currently 82 degrees at 7:30 in the morning. It's going to be on its way up to 110 today, so it's going to be a little bit warm. I've been sweating like a pig here lately, trying to get all this stuff ready. Today, since July 4th, we're going to be doing the usual plus a couple extra things. We're going to be doing 2 tri-tips at 3 pounds. They're already pre-rubbed from the market, where I got them from. They use Pappy's seasoning. I have 2 racks of ribs plus 2 trimmings. They're done in my Carolina rub. And then we have a 13-pound beef brisket. I trimmed it down. It's about 12 pounds now, maybe a little bit less. And it's rubbed in a salt, pepper, cayenne rub and injected with au jus. And it's been sitting there all night, along with the ribs and the tri-tip, so they're all ready to go. So, and also I've got like 6 pounds of hamburger, and 2 packages of hot dogs will be cooking on my grill over here, to my right. And we're gonna do that a little bit later. We got some family coming over, and we're gonna be doing a cookout. Trying to have this done. Well, the ribs will be done around 1 o'clock, 1:30, and the tri-tip should only take a couple hours to do. Only got to get an internal temperature of 145 on that, then I'll take it off. And on the brisket, I'm gonna take it about 205, 210, but I'll wrap it at 165, and then let it go to 210, and then you make sure it's all tender, and then I'll pull it out and let it rest in a cooler. You're wrapped in a towel. So let's get this going. We got the flies. You want to get started early this morning, so let's get all this stuff in here. We'll start at the bottom rack, work our way up. We're cooking at about, I got you put the barbecue set at 240 right now to keep it kind of a little hotter than what I need it, because once I start putting this food in, it's going to go down. So always put the thickest part of the meat towards the heat, which is the back of this pit. Put that in there. Ribs. Should put the riblets down the bottom, which I'll move those here in a minute. Alright, going to get these ribs in here. Make sure they're centered on the rack. And there's enough flow around them. And now the big boy. The flies are going nuts. Every time I fire the smoker up, I get every fly in the neighborhood comes running. They know I'm be cooking some good food. Get this big brisket here. Point side in. Wipe my hands a little bit. I'm gonna stick them all in my gloves. Got the heat probe on it. And there was a guy asking, he had a comment on one of my videos that do I use the food probes? I use the food probes when I'm doing I'm doing my tri-tip and stuff, but when I'm doing my ribs, I usually don't use a probe in the meat, but I do use a pit probe. You control the internal temperature of the pit, and some meats you don't need to use the food probe, and like I said, I just use it basically on anything but ribs, because ribs I use the 3-2-1 method, so it doesn't need to be you have a food probe in it. So basically that's how I roll. I put now later I'll come back and you'll see me, I'll put the the meat probe and the brisket and the 2 tri-tips, because they want to cook those to a certain temperature. So anyway, we'll see y'all guys back here in about an hour or two when I go to start mopping this brisket. And like I said, we're going to cook, will probably go about 8 to 10 hours today, depending on how long it takes that brisket to get done. But the ribs will take 6 hours, 2 or 3 hours on the tri-tips, and then about 8 to 10 hours on the brisket, depending on how it goes. So anyway, we'll see y'all guys back here in a couple hours when we start mopping the brisket. All right, guys, it's been about an hour and 45 minutes, and our 2 tri-tips are done. They're at 148 degrees internal. Cook them a little bit more than normal because some of the people that are coming over don't like it medium or medium rare, so I'm taking more towards the medium well side. So let's get these things out. Pull my meat probes out. Alright guys, let's get these things off here. First one to come off. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's nice and brown on the outside. And get a good close-up of that for you guys. If you can see that or not, but it's really, the sun's out here, so it's gonna be hard to see, but I'm gonna wrap that for about half hour to an hour. You just allow it to all the juices to pull back in. We're not going to be eating probably until noon, so that'll probably stay in the foil until we get ready to eat. And here goes the second one. And in about a half hour or so, we're going to be pulling those trimmings off and wrapping those up. So, don't want to rush those. These will need to be turned. So we're going to let these rest inside for about 30 and 45 minutes, and then we'll slice them up. But like I said, we got another 2 hours or 3 hours before people get here, so I might even leave them in foil till then. Well, guys, we'll see you back when we go to baste the brisket. I'm not going to waste your time with the trimmings, wrapping those. So try to make this video a little bit shorter than normal. Anyway, I'll see y'all guys back here in about an hour. All right, guys, welcome back. It's been 3 hours here, and of course the wind starts picking up about the time I do this. I've already basted the brisket once, and I'm gonna wrap both racks of ribs, and then put them back in for a couple hours, and then I'll baste the brisket. So let's get going and get this done. I'll probably just do this one time. I'm not going to show the base of the brisket every time because it's going to take up too much time on the video. Oh, these ribs are looking really good. Hopefully my stuff don't take off and run with me. See that nice pullback on the bone there already. Then put this back in here. All right, let's get this thing going. Put a little bit of Casey Masterpieces hot and spicy barbecue sauce on this. Which really isn't that hot, barely hot, just a little spicy, but that's about it. Notice how they're nice and even the bone on the ends showing through here. Put a little bit of our brown sugar on here. Be a little sticky ribs. So some people do them dry. I like to do them a little sticky, not too sticky though. Okay. A little bit of our honey down. Oop. Okay. A little bit of apple juice here to help it steam. And so we're going to double wrap these to learn from the past mistakes. But if you don't double wrap them, you end up with a tear with the bone or whatever tear through, and all your juices go flying out. All right, there's one done. I'm gonna set it over to the side here. And we'll get the second one out. Pit's maintained about 220, which is really nice. Have nice, beautiful ribs. Barbecue sauce on first. Like I said, this has my Carolina rub on it, since I am from Virginia originally. But I do my ribs. Last ones I did them in Texas style with the salt, pepper, cayenne, garlic powder, and garlic and onion powder mixture. But these are going to be Carolina style. Like I said, you normally put my brown sugar in the center. That way, as it melts, it'll cover the rest of the rib. And I put a little drizzle of honey on here. Give a little sweetness. And then a little bit of our apple juice here. It's just guesstimate, like I said, probably a couple ounces. Whoa. And it starts running away from us here. Put this down here with this one. I gotta move these racks around, guys, because don't want my brisket burning. It's on the top here. So basically what we're going to do is pull our temperature probe off. Pour our second rack out. Move this down to the second rack. I don't know if it's going to fit. Well, this brisket is kind of pumped up on that one end where the point is. I'll mop it down a little bit. And I've got a towel down there to sop up some of this extra juice that's coming off of it. Less cleanup later. Okay, put that back in. And temperature probe up here. Gonna put our tray in. Oh yeah, it's fitting okay, good. Temperature probe should be cool enough where I can touch it now. Put it back on here. And put the ribs back on. Be very careful not to hit that temperature probe. Alright guys, they're back in. I'm sweating. It's like 97 degrees already out here. Going up to 110. So see y'all guys back here when we go to pull the ribs out and boat them. It'll be in 2 hours. See you then. Alright guys, we're back. It's been about 3 hours here, and our brisket has reached 176. So overshot it a little bit. So we're gonna wrap it, actually double wrap it. Here. Hopefully the wind will cooperate with us. All right. This is gonna get messy, so I might as well get a rag. Okay, there it goes. Pull our food probe out. I'll put that back in here in a minute. I gotta lift up this brisket, get it onto the foil. I don't know if y'all guys can see that or not, but that let that brisket be looking mighty fine. Put this back up here. All right. They'll be double foiling this thing this time, because last time I had a little accident and all the juices gushed everywhere. So this time we shouldn't have to worry about that. Nice tight. Put this back in and put our food probe back in it. Try to keep our pit as warm as possible. over to one side to avoid that, to avoid the pit probe. Okay, there she goes. She's back in. Oh, did all that, forgot to put the damn food probe back in. All right, get this into there. Right there. And we're good to go now. There you go. So you get ahead of yourself, and that's what happens. All right, guys, we'll see you back here in a couple hours. All right, guys, we're back. Time to pull these ribs and boat them. And our brisket's doing really good. It's maintaining at, it's at 198 right now, so we only got about 12 degrees to go on that. So try not to rip these ribs here. Be very careful with these. Okay, I'm gonna boat one of these and then I'm gonna stop filming for you guys, so I don't wanna make this video too long. This stuff is very, very hot. I'll put a little barbecue sauce on it. I don't know if y'all can see this, but you got a nice pullback all the way down. Open it up the best I can. Okay, the reason why we're doing this is to let the top get a crust on it. If not, they'd be all soggy on the top. I want them nice and a little layer of bark on it, so to speak, and have the stuff glaze over. All right, guys, we're gonna boat the other one and then put it back in an hour from now. We'll take them out, but in an hour, about every 15 minutes or 20 minutes, I'm gonna come back and baste them a little bit of barbecue sauce, and that way we'll be good to go. And see y'all guys back then.